Howdy, 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 my name is Anachi Sasuke. Welcome back to Problem Sleuth. Now, it's been a little while since I did episode 1 of this. I don't really have a good excuse for why it's been so long. But I'm doing another one, and the main thing that made me decide to do the next episode was because they are actually selling candy corn vampire teeth as a part of Halloween candy now. And if you've read Problem Sleuth already, you know why that's hilarious. So, it was a good time to save the game because unlike Firefox, when I save the game in Google, it stays that way. Now then, you enter your secret chamber. It's a dark alcove you use to store a few modest valuables and duck into whenever you're on a case and things start to get too hot to handle. Which is never. Check out the paper on the floor. It appears to be a note delivered to you from Ace Dick. It smells a little like pee. You hate him so much. You stash the unpleasant note in your inventory. Play a haunting tuba refrain. You can't do that! That tuba's filthy! It's another... Oh, check out the paper on the wall. It's another business card for an intriguing trade. Some of these services sound really exotic. Second-hand hornography. Handling your dirty instruments since 1920. Rusty trombones, filthy tubas, funky trumpets, and more. Call 1-800-SAX-SAX-SAX. That's not the right amount of numbers. Okay, put the card in your inventory. Get into the dummy elevator. What? You climb into the elevator, sometimes called a dumbwaiter. It's pitch black inside. There's only one direction to go. Going down! The dumbwaiter goes down a little bit, then stops. This is as far as it goes. The interior is somewhat illuminated from light coming in through a slit on the wall you're facing. It looks like you can slip objects through it as long as they're narrow enough. Peep through the slit. It's hard to see anything through it, but you hear a voice again. Let's listen. Cutscene! It's Ace Dick's office again. He's still on the phone and sounds really surly. He seems quite upset about a mix-up involving a large stone bust instead of some other service he believed he was getting. Heh. He seems to be wondering if he has the right business card. Buster Us. We'll polish your head for no extra fee. Call 5034-918. Heh. Feed your Buster Us card through the slot. You deposit into the slot the Buster Us card, but pee on it beforehand. A little too late, you realize you should have peed on the card to stick it to Ace. You decide to pee on it anyway. Cutscene! Ace Dick picks up the card and puts it in his inventory. He considers the card carefully. He calls the number, hoping this one will bring satisfaction. After a little while, some whores show up. End cutscene. It looks like Ace got the better of you once again. Take a swig from your flask of whiskey. Gotta refill that pee bladder. Feelings of dejection overwhelm you. You're tired of being shown up by your rival. He gets everything. All the good cases, the women, the ability to open his office door. You'd wager he even enjoys the lion's share of the candy corn. You down a stiff belt from your flask of whiskey. You experience a boost in your imagination. Clean the horns. Suddenly you are entirely dissatisfied with the condition of these horns. It is an absolute disgrace. You won't stand for it. You set about polishing the instruments, but it seems your imagination is too high to conduct normal day-to-day activities. You topple some of the horns. The clarinet breaks. If only there were a place that could serve as a proper outlet for such a high degree of imagination until the condition had passed. Back to the old fort. In your heightened state of imagination, you fall down the stairs. You'd better hurry, get to the safety of your fort fast. You're no good to anyone out here. Hurry! You feel safe and sound in the cozy confines of your wobbly particle board walls. Now it's time to drift into the realm of make-believe. Oh. You stand at your imaginary office. With the mind, anything is possible. Your imaginary phone is ringing. Answer that, imaginary phone man. You answer the phone in the best Depression-era fast-talking way possible. On the other line is a hysterical dame. You tell her to calm down and give her the skinny on what all the hubbub is about. Her answers are vague and one-dimensional. This case is going quickly nowhere. It turns out your imagination sucks. Eat steak dinners with hands. The steak dinners have been sitting around for a while. They're both spoiled. Gorge yourself on imaginary candy corn. They don't taste as good as real candy corn. Nevertheless, it gives your pulchritude a small boost. Try to take the imaginary gun back into the real world. You pick up the gun. You'd like to bring it back with you, but you cannot fathom how that is possible. Stride confidently through the office door. You exit your office into the hallway. Go harass Ace Dick. You burst through Ace Dick's imaginary door, rolling up your non-existent sleeves. But he is nowhere to be found. His imaginary room is empty, most likely because Ace is not currently using his imagination. Leave that room, though. You exit, but not before you leave an imaginary present on the floor. Whoa. And imaginary present on the floor. You are now facing south in the hallway. Enter the PI room. You hear noises behind the door. It sounds like swing music and riotous times being had. Whoever's in this office probably has a terrific imagination. But the door is locked. Follow the exit sign. You feel your imagination beginning to fade, so you hurry downstairs to the imaginary street. You find your motley collection of items which you threw out the window in a fit of rage, stupidity, or both. Look up at your office window. You see a familiar face through the window. A friendly face. Your imagination wears off. You experience the lingering effects of your imagination. The stat remains at the same level, but no longer affords you its advantages. However, you remain just as useless in the real world. You're going to need to figure out a way to sober up fast. Chug coffee with no regard for temperature. You drink the coffee, which is lukewarm. It is foul, bitter, and ridiculously strong. You can only drink a little of it. Your imagination is reduced, while your vim enjoys a healthy boost. You feel terrific now, fit as a fiddle and bristling with coordination. 2 pieces of candy corn fall on the floor. From where? Alright then. Get it. You put the candy corn into your hat. The phone is ringing again. Let's check that out. Your phone is now missing 3 components, making it that much more difficult to answer this call from an undoubtedly hysterical dame. If only you could think of a way to reel in objects from the weird window mindspace universe. Flip the window upside down and shake to retrieve the phone. You try to shake your belongings from the blasted portal. It appears to run on Etch-a-Sketch technology. Make a lasso out of tape and pull the phone back in. You use the magnetic tape to form a lasso. Maybe you can reel in your belongings this way. However, you think the tape lasso is too light and flimsy to throw out the window with any significant distance or accuracy. You'll need something to weigh it down. Cut to the chase and use cinder block. You tie the tape to a cinder block, using it as an anchor. Throw it out the window. Examine the mural for hidden clues, because that didn't do anything. It looks like there are 2 holes in the mural. They are spaced far apart, just wide enough for someone with sensible human anatomy to look through with both eyes. Look through them. You unplug the window again and have a gander. Problem Sleuth is impolite, very rude. It's an unpleasant note. You can tell using your depth perception that the note is very close, only a few inches from your face. Poke curtain rod at note. A painting of an elf jostles on the other side. It falls to reveal a safe. The safe pops open, revealing a painting of an elf. Look through elf holes. It is the office of yet another one of your competitors, Pickle Inspector. He looks dazed, as if perhaps he's been trapped in his office for some time. There are strange glass containers in the corner. You wonder if there might be a business card, worded professionally, of course, for a glass blower somewhere in his office. Perhaps taped to something, like a cinder block, or the back of an elf painting. His office is dark for some reason. Next. You suddenly hear noises coming from Ace Dick's office. You figure as long as your office is dark, you might as well check on him through the clown holes. Let's take a look. The whores tied Ace Dick up in a chair and stole his phone. The Huggy Bear bus is cracked open and the treasure, which was undoubtedly stashed inside, has been stolen too. He was probably tortured for the information. Rejoice! You celebrate by mustering one of the silliest dances you've attempted in hours. Ace Dick hears your shenanigans from the other side. He seems to be pleading for a way to cut the rope. Try to get the Hutch Bus's attention. You can't imagine how you could get a statue's attention. You begin to covet the Hutch Bus and whatever secret it guards. Climb down the tape to retrieve your things. The reel is way too weak to hold your weight. He'll probably only be able to support and reel in lighter objects. Activate the reel to reel. The reel begins to turn, pulling the tape taut. The cinder block below does not budge. If the tape is retied to a lighter object, it will likely be pulled in through the window automatically. Give Ace a piece of glass to cut rope. You go into the back room and down the elevator. Slip the glass through the slot. Ace retrieves the shard of glass. He uses it to cut himself free. Oh, okay. So it's right there that he scooted over with the chair. Alright. I was about to ask how he did that, but then I saw the little square up there, and it explained all. You are now Ace Dick. You begin to question this feud you've been embroiled in with your neighbor for so long. After all, he did just give you the number for you some honest-to-God whores, even if they did ultimately rob you. He's also just helped you escape. Maybe it's time to bury the hatchet and help him out of his office. You feel you should get some supplies from your safe first, though. If only you could remember the combination. Check the paper stuck to the door for the combo. You can't pull it off! It's stuck fast. Maybe a heavy object will knock it loose. Throw the hutch bust at it. Using your extraordinary strength due to your unusually high Vim characteristic, you lift the bust easily. Okay, so that's what Vim does. You send the Owen Wilson paper word. Starsky is sad. The bus crashed through the window, knocking out an employee of Madame Mural. He was wheeling a portable scaffold into place to prepare for some more mural work. He looks like he's in bad shape now. The hatch had cracked open, exposing riches! It looks like one of the whores may have taken Starsky's sunglasses. The scaffold continues rolling, coming to a stop in front of your door, jamming it shut. Dang. You are now trapped in your office too! You and Problem Sleuth will have to work together if you want to escape. Proceed commands for A stick with Ed, and Problem Sleuth with Psst. Ed! Reach through the window and move the scaffolding out of the way. The scaffolding is jammed in place. It seems the brake for the wheels was triggered after it came to a stop. You can't push it away either. The top just bumps against the ceiling. There's no climbing out of the window with your portly frame because of the scaffold bars. Unless someone comes to help you, or you find a blowtorch to melt through the bars, you're probably not getting out of this office anytime soon. Nice try, though. Okay, forget it then. Pick up a Tommy gun. I beg your pardon? Get the foam pieces sitting around. Oh yeah, there are foam pieces. 1, 2, 2. You put the foam parts in your inventory. Slip Problem Sleuth his foam parts. You slip the foam parts through the slot to an awaiting Problem Sleuth. But he is not waiting for them in the dumbwaiter. The parts fell somewhere into the dark shaft below. Nice work, bonehead McFuck-up. Look inside the Huggy Bear statue for riches. There's a hammer in the broken Snoop Dogg bust. You place the hammer in your inventory. Okay. Let's see. So Problem Sleuth can either climb halfway out the window and then unplug the window, or no wait, don't do that. Let's see what happens if he climbs out and then unplugs the window. Okay, apparently Google does not work like that. So. Oh, okay. The window loses extra-dimensional portal properties and severs you midway through. You are dead. Well, now we know. No, wait, don't do that. You're not sure what you were thinking. Now let's check behind that sad-looking clown poster. Behind the poster is another clown drawn directly on the metal. Oh. Use under the paper is a long game code. This is probably a code you can use to return to a particular state in this game. You put it in your inventory. Add pounce on the keys before they disappear. Why would they disappear? You pick up the ring of keys. Okay, cool. Armed with your Tommy gun, you are one hard-boiled lug. Nobody mess with this stuff, guy, see? Probably go to the dumbwaiter so you can receive an item. You go down the dumbwaiter. A stick tries to give you an item, but the hammer is too big to fit into the slot. He gives you all his business cards instead. In return, you give him your collection of unpleasant notes. Examine the notes. You recognize both of these. You wrote and delivered them to your neighbor to get his goat. One of them has something on the back. He wrote a rebuttal on the other side and taped it to the back of his fake safe for your viewing pleasure. Luckily, the combination to your safe is on this paper. You carelessly composed your note on this document without noticing. Use it to open the safe. You enter the combination. The smaller compartment opens up to reveal 3 old-fashioned keyholes. Go look through the pig painting and see what Problem Sleuth is up to. Never mind using the keys to open it right, because your keys are your Tommy gun. Never mind. You have to unplug your large panoramic window from its portable generator first. Unplug the window. What? It seems to still be a window. Also on... Alright, because the light. Look through the holes! Candy corn vampire! Ah! You topple backwards onto your particle board desk. It was supported by a couple of smaller busts, including one of your favorite Snoop Dogg from Soul Plane. Throw Snoop Dogg through the big window portal. First, you organize all of the particle board into a neat pile to reduce clutter. You ready the Snoop for throwing. Throw him. The bus crumbles against the rigid surface of the unplugged window. There's just no breaking the plane unless it's plugged in. Amidst the rubble is a couple pieces of candy corn and a small key. Examine the cruette next to the Snoop Dogg bust. Cruette? First, you plug the window back in so you can stop stubbing your toe on things. Stubbing your toe is known to be brutal on your pulchritude stat. You pick up a cruette of brandy. Examine the rope. You pick up the rope. Use your Tommy gun on the safe keyholes. You use your ring of keys to unlock the keyholes on the safe. Okay. The ring of keys blows a hole in the safe. The safe is open. Throw the hammer through the window. Now that the window is plugged in, you may effectively vent your rage with a heavy object. The hammer shatters the glass and falls to the street far below your penthouse office suite. Oh hey, it's the other half of Problem Sleuth from the path we didn't take. Wink, wink. Get candy corn in preparation of your own vampire act. You pick up candy corn and small key. Look through clown picture at Ace. Candy corn vampire. Dick ate the candy corn. He's an unimaginative loud and an all-around wet blanket. Ace enjoys a small boost in pulchritude from the candy. His modest pulchritude gauge is now maxed out. He inadvertently swallowed the small key along with the candy corn. It is now safely stored in his stomach. Build a fort. It's time to figure out something to do. You figure it's time to do something constructive for a change. Your stout bunker of particle board is a smashing success. The Zoolander chimney is the jewel in his crown. See what you have stashed in the safe. But you can't reach! You would stand on the chair, but you don't think it's quite high enough. Besides, it's built into your fort and there's obviously no going back. Throw the fort out the window. That's the stupidest idea you've ever had. Use bust as a stand to step through to access the safe. By stacking 2 bus stands, you can easily reach the safe opening. Let's see what's inside. Oh, we have reached Chapter 3. Let's save the game. And there's a long road ahead, so it's not a bad idea to save. And now you're in your secret hideaway, a great place for ducking into when persecuted by unscrupulous whores. Acrid fumes from the room fill your nostrils. Well, we'll have to find out what all that's all about in the next episode. So, this has been Anaji Sasuke. This was Problem Sleuth. If you liked it, a like and a subscribe would be groovy. If you didn't, you don't have to do either one of those things. So, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Later!